Hello everyone in this beautiful world and welcome to More Healthy News. Dr. Mark DiPasquale here from Adjusted Chiropractic, and today we're talking about antipyretics. We're talking about the immune system and what antipyretics do in lowering the temperature of fever when we're actually fighting off viruses, etc. So I'm going to go through the immune system protocols in a second, but I just wanted to show you this. This is the immune system protocols in one sheet here, which is easy to actually follow. I'll show it to you right now. Here we are. It looks exactly like this. So at the top of the page here, we have the daily requirements of what the immune system, or what we need for our immune system to be boosted. Everything from vitamin D all the way down to vitamin C, zinc, B vitamins help us in the immune system as well, and how to get them most readily. I'll go through that once again. And then down at the bottom of the page here, we have when we are going through the symptoms of a cytokine storm. So when we have symptoms and we're fighting off a virus, this is very important that we actually up to these protocols. Now, I'm actually going to go through the protocols once again so that everyone has a simple understanding of exactly what needs to be done when we are fighting off a virus, and to have confidence in that. And then I'll also talk about the temperature and things with regards to headaches and all those sorts of things as well. So here we have the immune system protocols. If you haven't seen these before, this is how we keep the immune system boosted. So essentially what we need is vitamin D, we need vitamin C, we need OPCs or some form of prothocyanidin. And this is, these are special compounds, natural compounds that allow, these vitamins and minerals to get into the cells. And also optional, we can have the B vitamins as well, because they actually help red blood cells, oxygen transfer, etc. So there's a lot of mechanisms that happen in the immune system, but basically we'll go through them. So vitamin D, that's the amounts there, 1,000 international units per day. Vitamin C, 500 milligrams per day. Oligomeric prothocyanidins, or OPCs as we call them for short. Now these are polyphenols. There's many different types of polyphenols. We are very confident in using this one. We have great results with this one, 125 milligrams per day. And as here we see here, optional vitamin B6 and B12. So similarly to if we have in the sheet here, right up the top there. Now, if we are facing a cytokine storm, so what that means is, I'll just go to the next slide. So when we have symptoms, we call it a cytokine storm. That's when the immune system is fighting a virus. We want to up those dosages. So it's essential to up the dosage of vitamin D fivefold. We want to do that for 5 days, so 5,000 international units. Vitamin C, 2,500 milligrams once a day for 5 days. Zinc sulfate, 220 milligrams once a day for 5 days. It's the zinc that gets inside the cells and stops the proliferation of the cytokine storm of those proteins inside the cells actually breaking out. Oligomeric prothocyanidins, OPCs, 500 milligrams once a day for 5 days. And another thing too, which we need to be aware of as well, is if we are actually at high risk, or if we are a person who is elderly, we have comorbidities such as we are overweight, we may have blood pressure issues, diabetes, any lung conditions, and therefore we may be on medications for any of these things. It increases the risk in these areas. And then we want to, at this stage, think straight away whether we do need antivirals or antibiotics in the care of this patient going through the virus. So I'll just close this screen off here, I believe. We'll just get to the next one. Okay, so let's talk about high risk a little bit more. So high risk being if we are in high risk, meaning that if the length of time of the infection is lasting too long. Now, generally the time of fighting off the virus should be anywhere from generally 3 to 5 days. Anything longer than that is too long. The fevers, etc., should only last 3 days. So, high temperatures, etc., maximum of 3 days. But we can still, it can pull out or push out to 5 days. That's not necessarily a problem. Longer than 5 days, we start to think this is too long. especially someone who isn't, taking vitamins, they're not resting well, they're not eating well, they don't have a good foundation of health to start with, their body's going to run out of energy, it's going to run out of fuel to continue fighting off any infections. So it's important to be in contact with or have a conversation open with your doctors. It's very important that they understand where you are in the process, what day we are at the process, when things are lasting too long. What we're hearing and what we're seeing with a lot of people around going through cytokine storms at the moment is a lot of people being left on their own at home, not knowing whether they should do anything, should not do anything. So really, if we do have a cytokine storm, we are going through fevers, etc., you need to be having conversation with your doctors. You need to be in constant contact with them. Now, if it gets to 5 days, definitely you need to be consulting your doctor, calling them up. Hopefully they can do a consult over the phone. Definitely breathing difficulties, etc., need to be taken care of, because we don't want a bacterial infection taking over. So this is where antivirals in the early stages and antibiotics take care of any bacteria which will come and take us out if we can't actually fight off the virus. Now, a note which I do want to make on antipyretics. Another thing too, which is very common in our society, is when someone has anything like a headache, they have high fevers or anything like that, it's straight to the medicine cabinet and straight to grab something to lower that temperature down. But you need to have an understanding of what that's actually doing in the immune system process. If the temperature doesn't rise, it doesn't actually burn off and it doesn't rid the body of the virus, the proteins, the spike proteins, it doesn't get over it as quickly as it can. So lowering the temperature down prolongs any immune system function, and it can make it actually longer. So I'm not suggesting this is not health advice, because if you're watching this on YouTube or a friend has sent this to you, I'm not your practitioner. I'm not giving you this as advice. This is for 100% of people. But let's think about it. If we have a virus trying to take over the body, one of the things that the body does, is one of the immune system functions, is it raises its temperature to kill off that virus. If we keep bringing that temperature down, the virus will still live. And then it has a chance to continue to multiply and to continue to take over our body and become us. So fever is an important part of the immune system, a very, very important part of the immune system. A lot of people don't like fever. Obviously, it doesn't feel very good. We get headaches with it. We get all sorts of issues with it. But it is an amazing natural defense to any pathogen, virus, anything coming into our body. Our body is really made amazingly well. Sometimes if we just let it work the way that it was designed to work, the way that God designed us, the way that nature has designed us, generally is quite extraordinary. So we should be working with it. Now, some of those things with antipyretics you can see here in the list here. So there's two main types of things or chemicals that lower the temperature. One is paracetamol. So medications such as Panadol, Panamax, Diamedon, house brands such as, pharmacies, chemists, etc., will sometimes produce their own brand, and that can go by different names. But paracetamol is the active ingredient. Paracetamol affects the hypothalamus. It affects the hypothalamus to not allow the temperature to continue going up. It actually brings it down. The second type of antipyretic are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Some of these are ibuprofen, aspirin, naproxen. They actually bring the temperature down in a cytokine storm. Now, many people out in our community are already on medications, such as a very common one in our community is aspirin. So one may be on aspirin all the time anyway. So that needs to be taken into account by your doctor, by your physician who is looking after you going through a cytokine storm. So don't go through this process on your own. Make sure you do have the help of people around you, doctors, etc., to help you through the process. So that's the protocols, and they've been working fantastically well for those who implement them to keep themselves healthy and also going through the process. I will just go through just the protocols of how easy they are to actually take and how we recommend them. And they can be taken many different ways. What we do recommend is we recommend taking them. One of the best delivery systems in the body, obviously, is liquids. So taking vitamins and minerals in what's called isotonic form. Isotonic means that it's a liquid, and that liquid has the same pressure as other fluids in the body, such as our sweat, our tears. So in other words, when you put that correct pH of liquid into the stomach notices that it's the correct pH to go straight into the system. It releases it out of the stomach into the small intestines, and the intestines start absorbing it straight away. Taking them on an empty stomach, we have absorption in the calculations, we run up to 95%. We can't say that in tablet form. That's why it's important that if we are taking tablets, break them open, crush them up, make sure you're making a powder out of them, put them in a little bit of water just to make sure that it gets into the system. Tablets can sometimes just travel out of the stomach, through the intestines and out without being dissolved at all. So this is the immune system kit here. You can't see, I'll just move myself across there so I don't get in the way. The OPCs here, this is it here, multivitamin, and very, very importantly, the vitamin C. Now, in the Cytokine Storm, I'm just going to show you the vitamin D, which is here. It's a small amount of vitamin D, and that's just basically to really boost it up. Now, I'll just show you that process there. And here it is. So if we did want to, with regards to the vitamin D in the Cytokine Storm, with the multivitamin, we'll have 5,000 international units. If we take 5 doses of this, what we do is we mix them all up. So the three big ones into the cup here, and we fill it up to 3 servings of water, and that's one serve. Okay, so we do 5 of those in a day. Now, if you want to supercharge the immune system with vitamin D, we'll take 1 of these a day, which means as we go to the immune system flag here, okay, which we can always pass on to you and comes with each of our kits here, it actually increases the vitamin D intake for that 5 days to 10,000 international units, which basically is a super dose. Okay, so normally on a daily dose, we should have 1,000 international units. When we're going through a cytokine storm, we want to increase that to 5,000 international units. If we up that to 10,000, we know we're ticking all the boxes and making sure the body's not going to run out of any of these nutrients. So, so they are the immune system protocols. That's the sheet there. We have been running these protocols for some time, even before the current health situations that we've actually been in. It has been tweaked a little bit with more information that we have understood from around the world and here in Australia too. So yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't be on top of these issues in a very quick time frame with regards to these protocols. So look, if you found this information helpful, please, you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button, subscribe to our Healthy News channel so that whenever we release a new video, you can be notified of that. Tell your friends that there are processes and protocols that we can actually use that are successful, and we're here to help in any way we can. I'm here to, you contact me at any time. You can also contact any of our team at any time. We're here in the office and we can be contacted on email, and that, we can be contacted any time of the day or night as well. So, go out there and look after your health, be confident. Let's start getting confident with regards to what we're going through, or all going through at the moment. Let's now boost our immune system up. One of the key things that I want to actually say is that we're moving into spring now, so we're moving into summer. Generally, viruses aren't as bad in the summer months because the heat, our body heat is too high to allow viruses to take over, and also our vitamin D is increased. And there are ample studies showing us that when we have high amounts of vitamin D, we don't have, we don't get viruses, we don't get anything like that. That's how important it is. When we're going to move into next winter, so as we move into next winter through next year, it's going to be crucial that we continue to protect ourselves so that the virus, whether it's mutating, whatever it's actually doing, where we continue to stay strong and we're ready to face it. So we should have full confidence as we are going through. So if you have any questions on any of these processes, please contact me personally or any of our team. Well, that's it for today. Have a great day. Look after your health because no one else will. Bye for now.